First, I'm going to be sharing what ramen I'm using. This is just instant ramen. This is the Nong Shim brand. I was looking for chicken one day. They didn't have none left, so I got veggie, and I loved it ever since. This is vegan, but it's not going to be vegan after I'm done because I'm going to be adding some chicken broth. It's mild in flavor. The texture of these noodles is amazing, but any instant ramen will do. And this is the soup base. I'm not going to be using all of that. We'll get into that later. This is the dehydrated vegetable packet. I will be using all this. So let's get to making some ramen. Start by adding some olive oil to the pan. I'm using this Nasoya organic tofu. It's super firm. The water's already been drained, so we're good to go. You want to make sure your oil is evenly spread out in your pan or pot. And you're just going to toss your tofu in. Now I'm ready for the soup base. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to sprinkle some on my tofu. You just want to make sure you get enough on there to flavor your tofu. Black and white pepper. I'm not going to be adding any salt whatsoever because your soup base in the ramen has a lot of sodium, and that's why I use it this way. I want less sodium, but I want some flavor, so this just works really well. It's going to give it a good balance for the broth. A bit of garlic. I shred mine with my zester. You could press yours if you like. And when it comes to the soup base, you could add as much as you like to your tofu. It's all up to you. Toss and turn your tofu and just cook it a bit. Let it get nice and golden. And then we're going to add some vegetables. I'm going to be adding some zucchini, some yellow squash. I have some purple onion. I have some red bell pepper. I have some green bell pepper. And then I have some Asian style canned baby corn. You can find it in your Asian section. It's in a can. I would add mushrooms. I normally use portobello or baby portobello, but unfortunately I didn't have any. But this will do. It's going to be just as good. I have 2 large cloves of garlic, dehydrated vegetable mix that came with the ramen. So just add that in. You're going to give this another mix and just toss everything around. And then we are going to put this on a medium heat. We're going to cover it for about 10 minutes, and just make sure you check it and toss it around, you know, after about 5 minutes. And just make sure you soften your bell peppers up and your onion a bit. This is looking good enough for me. I'm going to take this off the heat, put it in a bowl, and set it aside. For the broth, organic Great Value reduced sodium chicken broth is going to be going into the pot. And just use equal parts chicken broth, equal parts water. I'm just going to add a bit of water. While I'm waiting for this to come to a boil, I'm going to add just a bit of low sodium soy sauce, some black and white peppercorn, a bit of sriracha sauce. Give everything a nice stir, get all that goodness off the bottom of the pot, and then we're going to bring this to a boil and add the noodles in. I'm adding the noodles in. It's boiling. Adding my vegetables right in the pot. They're already room temperature, but I just want them nice and hot, so they're going on top of the noodles. You don't have to cook this long at all. You don't want your noodles to overcook. You want them al dente because while they're in your bowl, they're going to continue to cook. So you just want to toss everything quickly together. It's extremely hot. The noodles are in. Everything is room temperature as far as the vegetables and the tofu. So I'm just going to turn the heat off, cover it for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then your ramen is done. If you don't try my vegetable tofu top ramen, you're really missing out. I'm adding some cilantro, some sliced jalapenos. So good, you're gonna love it. I promise. So try it out, and I'll see you in my next video. I love the texture of these noodles. It's amazing. They're really, really good, but any ramen noodle, instant ramen noodle that you love will do. This is the soup base. I'm not going to use all of this. We'll get into that later, but this is the dry veggie mix, and I'll be using all of that.